Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadha Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadha Yashodanandana Jaya Janana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Ramadava Bihari Samveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutaya Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashati Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavaramanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Sometime back we were discussing Srila Prabhupada's India mission. We'll continue that. We came to that point where that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's statement is there. Bharata Bhumi Tihai Manushya Janmajar Janma Sarthakari Karo Paropakar. Upholding Shastric statements that those who are born in India, Bharat Bhumi, are to be considered the topmost. Those who are born in India, Bharat Bhumi, are to be considered the topmost. Everyone thinks that. Britishers think that they are the topmost. There was a whole big thing in 19th century, early 20th century. Actually, it went on for many centuries. Especially in Europe, that racistic supremacy. There was in Europe there was struggle for racistic supremacy. Germans, French, British, everyone was fighting for that. We are superior. That whole Nazi thing, Aryan thing, although Aryan word basically applies to Vedic followers. So they stole it, and especially German Nazis, they try to show off that we are the best race in the world. So we see that racistic ideas. Someone may see this and they may think that it's a racism. Those who are born in India, Bharat Bhumi, are to be considered on the topmost. Actually, there are many thinkers who understood that how, from spiritual point of view and religious point of view, India is a very advanced. Even many Westerners knew that. Uh, So this is from spiritual point of view, basically. Not a generally racism is based on bodily conception of life, but this is spiritual point of view, and this is coming from Shastra. Here, this statement starts upholding Shastric statement that those who are born in India, Bharat Bhumi, are to be considered. Which Shastric statement it is? Where in the Shastra? Where in the Shastra it is said? And the next statement, and that even demigods in heaven desire to take birth there. Srila Prabhupada declared India to be the country of religion, and that there is not a single Hindu in India who is not more or less Krishna conscious. Till here, upholding Shastric statements that those who are born in India, Bharat Bhumi, are to be considered the topmost, and that even the demigods in heaven desire to take birth there. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, where? Where in fifth canto? Huh? What is the? Huh? So section describing different varshas. So there is description of Bharata Varsha. There how glories of Bharata Varsha are discussed. So even demigods in heaven desire to take birth there. What are the reasons given there in Bhagavatam why India is Bharatavarsha is? Actually, Bharatavarsha, that there it speaks about broader Bharatavarsha, but more or less here you can see that presently Vedic culture is centered in India. And it was always centered here. What are the reasons given there? Some of the reasons anyone remembers? Why this place is so special? Can utilize the human form of life. What are those facilities which makes to utilize human form of life? There are some things mentioned there why it is special, this land is. One thing is that there is Varnashram Dharma here, it is said. It is mentioned there specifically because Varnashram Dharma. What is the speciality about Varnashram? Of course, we can go on discussing, but essentially, Prabhupada he often used to make, and that verse is there. Our Varnashrama system. Yeah. Prabhupada used to often say that human civilization begins with Varnashrama system, like that. So actual human life, if we want to lead, then this Varnashrama system is the method for that. That is one thing. So basically, not that that's just it's Varnashrama basically elevates our consciousness, and it is as a spiritual goal leads us to brings us to spiritual platform. That is the basic point to be. Then, then what else? So, avatars appeared in this land. There are many holy rivers, holy places. Hmm. Rivers are also mentioned, no? Then there are holy places are there. Then even mountains are also mentioned. There are many holy mountains are there. Then what else? And so many great saints and sages, they have given great wealth of knowledge. These are some special features of this land. Therefore, even the demigods in heaven desire to take birth there. It's a country of religion. Sometime Prabhupada he said, I have traveled all over the world, and I have concluded that if you want to something in that line, India is the best place for spiritual life. I think previously also I mentioned many devotees they experience that when they come back from west, as soon as they come to Indian horizon, they come to Delhi airport, etc. They immediately feel at home. These are Western experience of the Western, our Western ISKCON devotees, those who are born in Western countries. Sometime it also happened. First time that was in 2001 when I went to Jagannath Puri. Although we went there we were 120 devotees from Belgaum. 120 devotees. So we had a big congregation in Belgaum and a lot of preaching happening, activities, this, that. Still, after going to Jagannath Puri, I could realize that how everyone who is coming there is having a bead bag in their hand. This was Rath Yatra time. So many people. So we get a broader perspective of Krishna consciousness. Broader perspective means we don't feel that, oh, we are the only one. When our faith is very weak, we feel that, oh, we are the only one who are practicing Krishna consciousness. There are so many lakhs and lakhs of people are there. So similarly, when devotees from Western countries, when people from Western countries come here, so that helps to enhance. And there is not a single Hindu in India who is not more or less Krishna conscious. Everyone, this Prabhupada is making this statement. When he made this statement, that time, this is from 1970. You can see how Indians were very Krishna conscious, more or less. I remember even in our school we used to celebrate. In the school only we used to celebrate Janmashtami. That means you can see more or less everyone was children were. Nowadays it's all become secular India. As even in my time, school time, we used to celebrate Janmashtami in our school. So more or less they become Krishna conscious. And this statement, there is not a single Hindu in India who is not more or less Krishna conscious. From Western context, this is a very significant statement because Westerners they hardly know about Krishna particularly. Even if they are speaking about faith in God, belief in God, hardly they have any developed knowledge about what they call in their language as theology. Developed theology, although often these words cannot be applied in Vedic parlance. Why I say theology word cannot be. Basically, theology is the revealed knowledge, and you cannot question it. It is dogmatic, basically. You cannot question it. There is no logic, there is no proof for that. You have to just believe it. That is how it works. Theology means. Often our ISKCON devotees use it very loosely. He observed that in India, due to past culture, even the lowest class of men are greater philosophers than these rascals in Western countries. Proper, this is proper statement. He observed that in India, from there it starts. His statement due to quotation mark due to or parenthesis due to past culture, even lowest class of men are greater philosophers than these rascals in Western countries. Philosophers. What is actually philosophy in the Western world? It's supposed to be a lot of logic. Literally, if you want to take their philosophy means logic and reason, but which doesn't need any empirical evidence, but it is logical and based on reason. But hardly any logic would be there any in Western philosophy. Those who study, they understand that all hodgepodge mental speculation. One Australian scholar, he made a statement on Indian, because in philosophy they don't mix religion, because religion means it is theology or it is belief. So they generally, because philosophy is defined as logic and reason. So that scholar, he claimed that what is the particular word he used? I don't know. I think I have said that before. Some particular word he used. Ramanuja and Shankara's philosophy is pseudo, not pseudo. He used some other term. Anyway, I forgot that. Because they mix religion, he says. Anyway, the word religion, theology, philosophy is all doesn't make sense. You may use it for conversational convenience, but they don't have much standing in Vedic parlance. Uh, Due to past culture, even the lowest class of men are greater philosophers. Why this is? Because I have seen even in my childhood, that means you can say some 35 years before, everyone knew, even simple villagers knew about reincarnation, about soul, transmigration of the soul. Therefore, proper statement makes sense. Due to past culture, even lowest class of men may not be now. These statements may not make presently, because India is very much Western influenced, and it was a definite policy of Britishers to make Indians believe in Western thought, and they have been successful, largely successful. Srila Prabhupada perceived that there is some glimpse of human civilization in India, so we can revive it. That means outside India, hardly there was any human civilization, all subhuman civilization. But thanks to Indian leaders, they are so much adopted this subhuman civilization from the West. Now more and more and more and more. Here some glimpse. One more thing, due to fast culture purposes, even the lowest class of men are great philosophers. Fast culture means what? There was a lot of culture of uh, there was a lot of culture of speaking Shastra, hearing Shastra, Puranas, Mahabharata stories. So that's how they learned about all these things. Most of the people would to be illiterate. They would hardly even be able to uh, write their names, sign their names. But still, I remember my grandmother hardly she was not able to write her name. She would always put this thumb. What is that thumbprint? There is something, no, some Hindi for that. Angota chap. Angota chap. But they knew a lot of Shastra knowledge, culture. Like nowadays in India, nowadays it's all common. While eating, you serve with the same dirty hand, contaminated hand. Serve with contaminated hand. Sitting on table and eating. But my grandmother used to serve, but she used to also start eating while serving men. Traditionally, they would serve men first and then they will take later women. But she would start eating, but she will never serve second without washing hand. Wash hand and then only serve. Like that culture. There is some glimpse of human civilization in India, so we can revive it. Human civilization, like we discussed previously, human civilization means Varnashrama civilization. So we can revive it. Prabhupada's idea was to revive Varnashrama civilization in India. But present India has gone again more and more far away from it, more degraded. But somewhere else, Prabhupada said anytime Indians can go back to Vedic culture. With that hope, we should try. His aim was to revitalize the advanced spiritual culture that is the true wealth of India. Advanced spiritual culture. In India, especially, people are religiously inclined. They like to live in the village and also like to love Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. This idealism is running through their blood and veins. We have to organize their natural tendency and elevate them again back to home, back to Godhead. So in India, especially people religiously inclined, they like to live in village. You see what Prabhupada says. He is equating spiritual culture means living in India, the villages. Of course, there should be some spiritual, not just like animals living, because even animals live in jungles. But point is, village life is more conducive for spiritual progress. Spiritual progress. This is letter 19th October 1975. Prabhupada, he says that they like to live in village, also like to love Lord Rama and Lord Krishna. So he says the idealism is running through their blood and veins, he says. We have to organize their natural tendency and elevate them again back to home, back to Godhead. We are born in a country where God descends as Lord Ramchandra and Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha and Chaitanya. Now they are asking, what is God? So the world culture has to be revived, and this is a humble attempt to revive our world culture, Krishna consciousness. We should join together. Prabhupada's time only it had started. People are becoming more and more atheistic, materialistic. They are asking what is a God. Actually, this is some precedence is there for this. Some lady, some young woman, I think she from India, she asked Prabhupada. So again and again, Prabhupada would remember that and comment like this. He was surprised by that someone from India she asking about who is God. So where Lord personally descends. Another thing is we know that in in Abrahamic religions, especially in Islam and all, especially in Islam, they don't have in all the Abraham they don't have concept that how Lord can appear and descend in this world. So their logic is that if Lord descends in this world, then he becomes part of the creation. How he can how he can be beyond creation? He is a creator means he should be beyond creation. So if he becomes part of creation, then how he can be a creator? That is their logic. But that logic has no much logic in that because you should know that God is he is all powerful. He has achinta shaktis, inconceivable potencies. So for them to know about, because in 10th canto when demigods Garbhastuti there where they describe Adnyanam Vidnyana, what is it? Bhavapi Marjanam, what is that song? Vidapi Marjanam. So by your appearance, all the misconceptions about you are at once negating them. So that is what Krishna said. Demigods pray to Garbhas Devatas. They pray to Krishna when he was in the womb of his mother Devaki in Garbhastuti. So therefore, Prabhupada, we are born in a country where God descends as Lord Ramchandra, Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha, Chaitanya. Now they are asking, what is God? So the world culture has to be revived, and this is a humble attempt to revive our world culture. Krishna, we should join together. So a lot of things Prabhupada here he speaks about culture and all this kind of things. We are not just religious or some religious organization. We should not present ourselves as a religious organization. We want to revive the entire Vedic culture as far as possible. Humble attempt, he says. Actually, everyone in India is a devotee. They have simply been misled by politicians and so many things. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we are again reviving their original Krishna consciousness. Everyone is a devotee. They have simply been misled by politicians and so many things. So major misleaders are politicians. Sometime now they are showing the color of Hindutva, are coming in the garb of Hindutva and completely misguiding the human civilization, Indian civilization, Indians. Politicians. It is very dangerous. It is going to be very dangerous. So all these grand ideas of Vikasit Bharat by 1947, because 2047. 2047 is supposed to be what 100 years of Indian political independence from British. So they want to make it as Vikasit Bharat. That whole idea of Vikasit Bharat, how it is coming, that is a Western construct that there are developed countries, developing countries, and underdeveloped countries, or undeveloped countries. So this Western construct, that idea itself is one side. Our present Prime Minister, he speaks about Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant Bharat. But self-reliant means that ideas are all coming from Western. You don't have your own ideas. So traditional ideas means Vedic culture means economy should be based around farming and crop protection. So the whole idea of Vikasit Bharat which means more and more increase slaughterhouses, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex. Part of illicit sex is lot of pornography industry. I was surprised that I just some time back, some maybe 1 year, some I came to know that China has banned pornography, but in India pornography is allowed. It is. You can imagine what kind of. I just thought on that ignorance how. Previously, I had some thought was there that there should be. There should be a work how in on Indian ignorance. This is one of the Indians have more knowledge on how it is important to there should be restriction on sexual life. But in this country, so pornography is allowed. But so basically, this Vikasit Bharat is basically heading towards these kinds of sinful activities. Meat eating, gambling, intoxication. This kind of economics and showing up that we are developing and should make sure of. It says, what is that? If you want to really make sure in a more dharmic way, we are made progress. And India was such a developed country actually, which was developed economically, socially, in every aspect, civilizational. So these politicians are just misleading people, and so many things. India, cricket, IPL, what else? Rock music, cinemas, all kinds of things. Even so-called education. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we are again reviving their original Krishna consciousness. So like that. This is a quote from letter November 1970. Particularly in his last days amongst us, Srila Prabhupada repeatedly stated that at least in India, the ISKCON institution should be strong to attract intelligence persons from all over the world. ISKCON institution should be strong to attract all intelligent persons from all over the world. This is in parenthesis. To attract intelligent persons from all over the world. So Prabhupada wanted this. Intelligent persons. Now you may get IITians and make them dull by presenting Krishna consciousness as just some religious process. Make them also dull after coming to Krishna consciousness. Of course, not necessary that every IITian is intelligent. Because technology doesn't need so much intelligence. to attract intelligent persons from all over the world. And for training, again another quote here, for training Indian youth for this Krishna consciousness movement. So he wanted to train Indian youth for Krishna consciousness, attract intelligent people all over the world. So we have to strong. Strong here means what? In what sense? Basically, we should have an intellectual strong message that we have solution for all the problems of the world. We have a say in everything. That is the meaning of strong. Not that we are okay. Everything is materialistic. Life is going on, and we add little some pious and eating with that. Pious eating and sleeping to that. At least in India, there must be an institution that is strictly following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. That is my institution. Conversation 2nd July 1977. Mostly this was spoken in Vrindavan, I think. Some guess it must be. At least in India, there must be an institution that is strictly following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Now, strictly following the principles of Bhagavad Gita means what? That means it includes Varnashram also. And ultimately surrendering to Krishna. Principles of Bhagavad Gita. I gave one lecture in Hindi few years back here. What is message of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita ke sandesh or kya? Bhagavad Gita ka sandesh. Bhagavad Gita speaks basic message of Bhagavad Gita is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means you follow Varnashram Dharma and connect it to Krishna. That is the basic message. And ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja. That is ultimate message of Bhagavad Gita. To be fully Krishna conscious. So there should be some institution which will strictly follow these principles. So Prabhupada says that is my institution. ISKCON, he defined it as that following the principles of Bhagavad Gita. Now presently we are presenting ISKCON as what? We are presenting ISKCON and Bhagavad Gita as what we are presenting. That is called Vikarma Yoga, not Karma Yoga. Not Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. You do Vikarma and add, connect it to Krishna like that. So it is an impossibility. Vikarma Yoga is an impossibility. If you want to, these are all intellectual discussions, what we are discussing now. Hardly anyone is interested. Let there be an ideal institution in India so that the whole world will come and learn. So these are ideas which Prabhupada wanted in India to be done. These are all because you see here in the beginning, particularly in the last days amongst us, Srila Prabhupada, this is all June, July. There should be an ideal institution in India so that the whole world will come and learn. Ideal institution. You can see these statements, you have to deeply understand them. They are not just superficial, some statement. Ideal institution, whole world will come and learn. If whole world will come learn means you need to teach every aspect of human life with a spiritual goal. With a spiritual goal. Let there be an ideal institution. So Basically, Varna Prabhupada in other places he mentioned Varnashrama colleges with Krishna in the center, obviously, Krishna consciousness in the center and chanting Hare Krishna. Lot of chanting Hare Krishna. This institution which we have started to give this enlightenment, we must be maintained in India in a first class standard that at least some intelligent persons can take advantage. So especially ISKCON India Center should be very first class standards. That is the point. Some intelligence persons can take advantage. In another place, Prabhupada says Indian Center should give shelter to Westerners so that they can come and learn Krishna consciousness or Vedic culture here. Like that. This institution which we have started to give this enlightenment must be maintained in India in a first class standard. At least some intelligent persons can take advantage. If in India it is not possible to strictly maintain such an institution following Bhagavad Gita's conclusion, Srila Prabhupada said, then human civilization will be finished. There is no hope. So these are very important statements for Indian devotees and Indian leaders, those who are running. So if one standard institution cannot be maintained in India, means there is no hope for the world. It's all finished. These are some of the important points actually. Why now even India is degrading so much. We have to ponder over on that in the lines of these statements. Still, it was his hope that if you take this Krishna conscious movement very seriously, you can make the whole world Hindustan. So like that. With that statement, this one section ends, but more on this strategies for India preaching next. Although considering the program in India an immense task, Prabhupada used the word immense task here. Srila Prabhupada was confident that Indians are so close to Krishna consciousness and surmised we have to present it to them in a proper way and they will respond favorably and accept it. Srila Prabhupada was confident that Indians are so close to Krishna consciousness and surmised we have to present it to them in a proper way and they will respond favorably and accept it. We'll stop here. Any questions, comments?
Find that Varnashrama not there, it is there only in Maharashtra. Heavenly planets, it is not there.
Heavenly planets, it is not there. No. Not in the sense why, because it's a different no there. Like in heavenly planets, it's all boga. Then if you go higher, it is there, but in a different way it is. In a sense, like in Tapoloka, there are all tapasvis are there. Advantage of Varnashram Dharma. One of the purpose of Varnashrama is to those who are spiritually weak, give them opportunity for gradual progress. Now, if someone wants to go to Tapoloka, of course, they will not be allowed to go there. That is one point. But demigods, they would be happy to gradually make progress, right? Than becoming odd man out there in higher planets. Janaloka, there is just philosophical discussion, jnana, 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 like that. They will not be allowed also. Then
Kids are also born in India.
Muslims are also born in India. Actually, traditionally, Muslims also used to celebrate Hindu festivals. They would come Janmashtami. Prabhupada himself mentioned that Hindus would go and they're all living together. It's all so much divide is created now. Actually, one major contributor of this divide is social media, digital media. People, so much information they have, and wrong information is spread through this. Politicians also divide people. So therefore, there is not a single Hindu who is not more or less Krishna conscious, but even Muslims also. So many Muslim devotees of Krishna.
Anti-Hindu Muslims.
That is all divided by politicians. No?
Even this jihad, this kind of people are also there.
That was also one policy of British actually to always divide Hindus and Muslims. That was their policy, and it was continued by thanks to democracy of India. The great successful, they are so much boasting about it that how it has become successful. It has delivered, they say, but what it has delivered, we don't know. It has delivered this only divide among people, and very low class behavior by politicians, by hook or crook, without any botheration about the protection of citizens, and their benefit and all. So they only use it for their own purpose. Vote bank politics. No truth at all. These politicians misleading. There was that statement, right? Actually, everyone in India is a devotee. They have simply been misled by politicians and so many things. Politicians, really bad they are actually. Nasty. For vote bank, they do anything actually. One of the thing is that all Hindu temples, they are under control of these politicians. That money is used sometimes for appeasing minorities, Muslims. Okay, anything else? Any more better insights or insights from other angle? You can make comments also.
king. Something we say, this is karma movie. That means here we perform activities where we just reap the results. Here, from that angle, Varnashram, you can follow duties and elevate yourself as a part of Varnashram.
Actually, there is Varnashrama there, like you have King Indra, king of demigods, and there are gurus, Brahaspati, and all those Brahmanas. It is there, but it is just for. Actually, we are dividing it, lokas. That division is there, but this is universal. It is universal. We don't need to isolate Varnashrama from here, there. Actually, so the it's just a broader Varnashrama system which encapsulates the entire universe. Now, the purpose of existence of demigods is also to maintain Varnashrama here, right or not? And even in higher planets, if they are doing tapasya, if they are discussing philosophy, that also helps to maintain Varnashrama here. So the point basically is for general living entities. General living entities, this is a place for practicing Varnashrama. What you use that word karma bhumi, right? Like that. It's for there is Varnashrama there. They are maintaining basically for maintaining the Varnashrama here. Their existence is on the higher planets. Right or not? That is the point, right? Demigods are existing because of that only. And they are taking part. Here in Varnashram system, you perform yajnas, yajna karma, samadbhava yajnas, where demigods come and take part. They come to receive the ahutis. It's all part of. But basically, general living entities are given opportunity to practice Varnashrama here in this world. But the entire universe is part of Varnashrama system. It is. Then Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we'll do some discussion now.